that time again. What are you doing? Cheeky monkey. All the way through. Come on. So let's see who pops in. Probably everyone's thinking I'm not going to be on time, so I know everyone's going to take the rock up in a few minutes. So it's been a really interesting week this week. One thing after another.
Look at complainers going. Do you go there?
Let's see here. So we've got one person in the house. Thank you very much for turning up. Let's see who's here. I can't see any of the chat. There we go. We've got two people here. Let's see who's here. We're starting to get people coming in now. Oh, that's brilliant. We've got 8 people all of a sudden. Yeah, you are. Dean, you're late. But can't stay. But I can't say no. Okay, sit back. Sit back. Your mum's calling you. No, go on to you. Go and see mum. Go on and see your mum. Go on.
How come there are 10 people watching and 1 like?
Let's see who's here.
Now there are 7 people.
Let's see. So we've got Fork in Allotment. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Dean was a minute late, so he let me off. See, I'm doing this off my phone today, so it's awkward. So I'm going to try and follow the chat the best I can. Bombs to Bushels Homestead. How are you, Ed? Thank you very much for coming in. How are you keeping? We've got Mike's Hobbies, Rachel Jane's Allotment. How are you all doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Can you go on and see your mum?
Okay.
Good boy. So what's been going on with everyone? How's your week's been? Let's catch up and what's going on with everyone in the world of YouTube. Ray's Allotment is here. How are you doing, Ray? How are you keeping? So it's not been, like I say, it's not been a good week for me this week. A lot might have seen some of my posts on Facebook. It's just been one thing after another that's caused me issues.
Who's here?
Ray's here, Dean's here, Fork in Allotment's here, Ashley White's here, Simplified Gardening's here. That's UK Here We Grow. Tony Stark.
Who's Tony Stark? Hi, Iron Man. Hi, Tony. Iron Man.
Nick's Allotment Diaries here.
Hi, Peters.
I'm really quiet.
Like
I'm going off my. I'm just going off my phone. That's why it might be. That might be why I'm really quiet. Is it any better now? I've had a horrible week this week. I've had an absolutely horrible week. Just one thing after another. So I'm just trying to balance. I'm just trying to keep reading the chat on the phone as well while I'm going, because normally I'd have my laptop here to help me work. I'm still kicking around. Was laid out for a while, but trying to get moving again. Ed, what's happened? Is everything okay? Frank Caldwell's here. Frank, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. What's been going on? Stay close to the camera. Nick, how are you doing? So yeah, it's been an absolutely horrible week this week. So first of all, my neighbour's dog got into my garden. They're babysitting. My neighbour's babysitting his stepdaughter's dog. So that little terrier type of dog got into the garden and killed one of my chickens, scared another 2 off. Luckily, one came back One of the little bantams came back. Just my old injury is getting worse and kicking my backside. I'm pushing through it though.
Who sings that? Nick.
No, Ed, he's got some injuries that are giving him pain.
Where?
Bomstable Shills Homestead.
Oh.
Uh, Ian Matthews, how are you doing? Thank you very much for
Hi,
coming in.
Ian.
My garden looks well and tidy after the first week at home. At least you've been productive, Ray. Being at home, you've got managed to get something done. Um,
We plant sunflowers
yeah, Yama's planted loads of sunflowers this year.
in tissue pots. That's how you recycle them. Planting them.
I'm in work too. I'm in work on Monday. Nick, what's been going on? Why have you had a poor week? What? No, you need to go ask Yama.
I can't lift it.
Go ask Yama. She'll help you. Um, so Tony's at work on Monday. Dean's at work on Tuesday. So how are they going to work with you guys in social distancing and everything? But Tony, you're a frontline worker as well. Have they got you doing any special duties? Or are you just your normal stuff? And I say that really casually. Um, yeah, it's been so the neighbour. Yeah, I've got I've got a few crested cream leg bars, so blue egg layers, green egg layers, that kind of thing, and
Green.
yeah, turquoise.
Brown.
Okay, and the dog got in and just completely, and it came in, attacked my chickens. It got one of my favourite chickens by the neck, my daughter's one, and that chicken must have been struggling for a while before it finally gave up. Yeah, I think we have a buy on it, mate. We're exempt. Yeah, then I was driving the ill back and forth from hot. Okay. Oh, that's a grim job, that Tony.
Tony
Um,
Stark.
yeah.
Iron Man.
So, are you gonna be using? Are you gonna be driving ambulances, or are you gonna be driving? If you're gonna be carrying bodies around, that's gonna be hard work, man. That's gonna be really hard work emotionally as well. That's gonna be really hard work emotionally. Gold Bezia, wa alaikum assalam. Thank you very much for coming in. If anyone hasn't hit that like for me, please hit that like. Let's balance those numbers out a little bit. We've got 18 versus 16. Oh, Jerry Acklin's here. Jerry, how are you doing?
Who's Jerry Ackland?
Do you know he's got the dragons?
Him.
Yeah.
That's really the toads or whatever.
No, the little bearded lizards.
Bearded lizards.
Black bears have gotten several of my niece's chicken this year in Michigan.
There's a chapter in my book called Bearded Bugs.
See, black bears are not a massive worry around here. Normally, it's foxes that causes
Why
issues,
is it not on there?
but what is now? But yeah, normally it's foxes that cause issues, but this time round it's
Dog.
my neighbour's dog, and that little, it's a proper little rascal as well.
It's called popcorn.
It's called Popcorn. Yeah, you guys were playing with it the other day, weren't you? Were you playing with it?
No.
Okay.
I only said sit, but he just kept walking.
So Tony's got specially modified vehicles for the job. We had our first COVID-19 related death in our community. Dean, it's not easy. It's not going to leave anyone alone. Everyone's going to know someone that's got it, had it.
Right.
I'm sorry, mate. I really am hearing about that. We had our first COVID-19 death a couple of streets away. The mother of one of the local grocery shops. Um, their mum.
Passed away.
Yeah. So you have simplified gardening. You have my utmost respect for me, mate. he's doing a tough job, isn't he?
Who's
He's
Ashley
not doing.
White?
He's doing a tough job at best of times, but now it's got even harder for you.
Baba, who's
Bearded
Ashley?
Dragons. I used to run a business called Roach Hut. Roach Hut. Was that a pet shop? Tony, stay safe as you can. Absolutely.
Who's Tony?
Oh, Nick.
My
My
mum.
mother's probably got the virus. She's had a bad cough and temperature. Oh, Nick, I'm really sorry to hear that, mate. I'm really sorry to hear that. Um, did you speak to her today? How bad is it? Will do, but someone has to do it.
Kelly's kitchen garden.
Kelly, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. See, Kelly.
7 people haven't hit the like.
um, so everyone's wishing their best for Nick's mum. Life is strange, mum. Life is strange. Hang on. I was a live food supplier for bearded dragons and other reptiles. I used to breed fire and ice dragons too. The Roach Hut channel is still on YouTube. Oh, that's amazing.
Jimbo's gardening and farming.
Jim Bob, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in.
Jim
I
Bob.
hope you're keeping well.
Sorry to see that Nick made plenty of food and that was a long time ago. I hit the like.
Cheers, Ashley. Thank you.
Who left?
I don't know who left.
Now someone joined again.
Nick,
No, joined.
I've been worrying. It's been a worrying week. Um, she seems to be getting a bit better. Luckily, it hasn't affected her chest.
Is that your butter? There.
Nick, we really are hoping for the best for her. It's got to be a stressful time for you. It puts my week into perspective, mate. It really does. I was gonna come on here whinge about my shoes and my chicken, but that takes things to another level.
Who's that?
Manan Al Assad. Assalamu alaikum,
Is
brother.
that
How
your
are you
brother?
doing? Yeah.
Who's that? I bet it has. Fingers crossed for her, Nick. Hi. Hey, Kelly might be taking precautions as possible.
Precautions.
Wait, Gary.
1 second.
Who left?
I don't know. Just we'll see. Hopefully they'll come back.
16, yay!
So, Nick, Tony, have they given you full protective equipment and everything? Reptar is full grown bearded dragon. I just started feeding him strawberries to sweeten him up. Might be my last meal.
Walaikum assalam. Alhamdulillah, good. How about you?
I'm alright. Alhamdulillah.
Just a normal dragon's scary.
Jerry.
Chubby.
I'm just having a bit of a. I was just gonna have a bit of a whinge today. Yeah, Monty, we're fully kitted out and have to decontaminate everything after. As long as they're giving you adequate equipment and they're keeping you as safe as possible.
No trolls are here today. So
No, hopefully no trolls today. Because yeah, I was just gonna have a whinge today about because my shoes got eaten. The thing is, I have a pair of shoes for work and I have a pair of shoes for normal. And it ate my normal shoes. A fox ate my normal shoes, so I haven't got any shoes at the minute. And I don't want to go shoe shopping while all this craziness is going on.
this is the first time I've come on one of these live chats.
See,
Is that
normally
no.
Normally we try and talk about gardening stuff, but the chat very quickly goes from gardening to all over the place. Yeah, we don't do politics on here, but it goes all over the place. Wash your hands, don't touch your face. Simple.
Well,
See,
we can touch our face if we want to wash them.
No, don't touch your face.
Go on.
Go on.
Is that Baba Sasa?
No, you're gonna call him Sasa though.
Why?
Yeah, so I haven't got any shoes at the minute. Oh, let me put that on mute. Sorry, guys. Um, the kids look good. Bet you're glad they're at. Jerry, I'm glad they're at home. It's hard work. Do you know? It's you appreciate having them, but then do you know it can get really frustrating because they're fed up, and because normally they're in their routine of going to school, they're in their routine of doing everything day to day, and now it's hard for them to adjust into everything else. So once they're trying to adjust and get back into the swing of things, um, yeah, it's hard. And when you're trying to work at home as well, it's not easy. At least it didn't weigh in your tea, lol. Dean, I saw that video. I saw that video. The thing that video missed was the guy drinking it afterwards. What the heck have you moved? Foxes coming into the property and eating your shoes. Ed, that's not the half of it. Yesterday got even worse. Bored and went to do something, but hang on, bored and want to do something, but you can't go out, and also it's hard to get time to do what you need. Exactly, Tona. It's hard trying to keep them occupied inside, trying to work at the same time. I mean, I was trying to work and feed my son yesterday, which caused the accident. So I was the boy the baby likes pot noodles, so we made I made him a pot noodle, and I was trying to do my work and feed him at the same time, and he was jumping all over the place. And the pot noodle just went straight out of my hand all over the laptop. So my laptop's completely knackered at the minute. So it's been a horrible week for me. Toilet paper is scarce in the US. One person coughs, 100 people. I hope to do my sunflower challenge video, but hadn't had a chance yet. I'm going to try and do it tomorrow as I want to cheer myself up. Nick, do it. Only do it if you. Only do it if you feel up to it. If it's going to help you, by all that'll be brilliant. Um, we love your sunflower challenge. Last year we didn't get to take part as well as much as we wanted to because we lost all our sunflower seeds just before we were planting them. Monty is Shrek. That's why all this fairy tale creatures come into his garden. Um, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, Achi. A mysterious Cape woman enters the room. Linz, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. So Jerry Acklin, same in the UK. James McAllister's here. He got the notification at last. See, I put a couple of posts up on Facebook as well today, making sure I gave everyone ample warning. uh, it's in the repair shop. I rang him earlier today. He said he'd cleaned it and he was gonna try and get it to turn on. And he was supposed to ring me back, but he never rang me back. What's just happened here? Someone's just put some money on. Who's done that? I didn't see it pop up. What's gone on? Wow, that's a lot of money someone's just put in there. Oh my god, Ed, what have you just done, man? Ed, that's a lot of money you just put on. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, man. Ed, you didn't have to. You didn't have to. I just came on to have a whinge and wow. I don't know what to say, man. Um, Ed, that's really kind. Um, that's absolutely so. Wow. Dean. So new rule: not allowed to whinge. Um, s who do you know? Ed. He's a veteran. He's an ex soldier. Um, who is trying to recover himself. He suffers from back injuries. He's suffering from injuries from fighting, um, and now he's working to look after his garden as well. He's got into that. So if you don't know Ed from Bomster Homestead, go and check him out. He's a great guy as well, and that kind of thing. That's absolutely amazing. I can't. He's completely thrown me off track. um, he's completely thrown me off track. I don't know what to do. Uh, I saw Michael J. Fox in a gardening centre the other day. He had his Back to the Future. Oh, Ray, what just happened with Nick? Let's have a look what happened with Nick. Um, sorry, Nick. I've gone back. I can't see what happened. Someone was just saying yes. That's lucky, Nick. I have a pick of the queue. I was at 9. Sorry, I've missed what's going on. People in Scotland have got Lynn's. What's going on in Scotland? Ray's joke was what what happened to Ray's joke? Jazz is here. Jazz, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. It's a um Ed Ed, you got a lovely family, man. I don't that's I just disinfected it. um Yeah, wash your hands after you've hit the like button if you don't mind hitting that like button. It's quite calm shop wise here. Stock's still low, but people are being polite and not buying loads. I think it's starting to settle. Um, my wife went to Tesco's earlier, but there was no fruit and veg. Um, the, I mean, we were looking for some aubergines, but the, there's no aubergines, and I'm not going to some of the local shops that I used to go to. I'm stopped. I'm gonna boycott them. I'm gonna boycott them for yeah, because some of them have just gone absolutely crazy with because some of my grocery shops they're my butchers as well. So with the meat prices, they've doubled and tripled some of them. And because you're like, I mean, I eat halal meat, and in all honesty, halal meat industry is like a cartel. And there's very few producers, so they can fix their prices. And honestly, they work like a cartel. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's very civilized here in rural Scotland. Uh, Kelly, how far away from people here? 40 ml containers of. You know those containers you've got, Tony? How big are they? Because they look like a pretty decent size. That's probably where I'm going wrong with. Do you know with my because I plant my potatoes in like buckets when I plant them in containers. So that's probably what where I'm going wrong with them in containers. Deanie can whinge for 5 minutes. Set the time. Jazz, I came on here to whinge, and Ed's shut me up, and Dean's telling me he's banned me from whinging. 40 containers, that's a lot of compost. He's making tons of compost as well. We're only allowed of three of each item in our Tesco, except for loo roll, which is 2 small packs, and one for big packs. Not just halal meat, most meat is doubled. Dean, I don't know what it is that yeah, the floods and stuff have caused some sort of had some sort of impact, but this kind of price is just absolutely ridiculous, and I just wish trading standards would get onto it a bit more. They were in Dewsbury not so long ago, and they clamped down on a few people who were selling hand sanitizers for the normal tub bottles that are 50 pence. They were selling them for 4 or 5 quid, and they got into a lot of trouble. Um, That's been my issue. People who get the normal versions went and bought the GF versions, leaving us without food. What's GF version? What does GF mean? Oh, gluten free. Are you totally allergic to gluten, Tony? What I grow in northern Netherlands allotment is here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well, Joyce. Um, uh, I'm gonna put a few tubs in tomorrow. Already got around a dozen. 30. Ralph Struckin is here. Ralph, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. How are you keeping? Long time no see. Um, yeah, Kelly, it's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna boycott. I'm gonna boycott for a while, and I'm trying to encourage other people to boycott these people. At least let them suffer from, and for what they're doing. It's not fair what they're doing. They're exploiting people, and they shouldn't be exploiting people at this time. Sorry, forgot to respond. I've done loads of work today. Thankful the plot is 200 yards away. Oh, you can walk to your plot easy then. That's awesome. They're only half the size. See, I want. Uh, the buckets I'm using are only half the size of the ones that you're using. Ah, okay. But see, I never get good results in them. Do you know? And partly my fault as well because watering's an issue when it comes to buckets. And I was talking about this with I think last year with Frank, and he was talking about how he waters his potato buckets. He fills up a trough and then puts his potato bucket into the trough and lets it soak properly, rather than just putting water in the top and let it drain out the bottom. I hate the price gouging. I refuse to shop at places that do it. Ed, I think you do right. I think you do right. See, they did it so much around where we are. I'm just stopping staying away. Question: if you wish a miserable person a long life, is it cruel or kind? Um, hopefully that. Do you know? Do you mean miserable as in upset? If it's like that, hopefully they'll cheer up, or whatever's making them miserable will stop, so I would always wish them a long life. By the way, Leslie says hi to everyone. Leslie, how are you doing? I hope you're keeping well. Where is she tonight? I use the 30 litre plots too. They're fabulous. Uh, I made 9 ton of compost last year. How do you measure it, Tony? Because I use those rubble sacks. The big bulk builders bags, and I get that sort of quantity as long as my wood chips are coming in, I can get that sort of quantity. So I'm rivaling you on that one. I've noticed the price have gone up for most things in the supermarkets. Like our local Spar used to always have, milk buy two for, I think it was two for £2. Otherwise, it's 1.45 a bottle. No one's putting on offers anymore. Yeah, all the offers are finished. I keep whinging. You've earned it. I'm not gonna whinge. Ed, you've cheered me up. Yeah. Ed, that's Bombster Bushel Homestead, and he's the one who's made that massive donation. Um, it's just blown me away. Absolutely blown me away. Uh, Dove had a hamper for £30. Really got really good. What did you get in it? Time to go veggie. Jazz, it's not a bad option, but the problem is veggies becoming scarce as well. Like my wife went to Tesco's and there was hardly anything there. Um, I live on the outskirts of our little market town, population around 14k. I stay away from all but four of them. Kelly, you sound like you're in paradise because I'd like a place like that where I didn't have to see anyone. He, how far behind the chat am I? because I think I'm asking questions that that I've asked about 5 minutes ago, and I'm just reading the answers. Um, so Tony and his son are both celiac. Okay, that makes sense. Um, my eldest sister has Crohn's. Um, so yeah, I'm really glad I invested in a chest freezer and made our pantry last year. We're good for supplies, but I'd kill for a pack of KP dry roasted peanuts. Drop's family garden is here. Drop, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Auction off toilet roll for 100 quid. Any takers? Um, and Drop, how are you keeping? So, so that's where all the toilet roll is, guys. It's sad how people are taking advantage, bulking prices up, and making money on people's disadvantage, especially at this moment of time. Absolutely, absolutely. I looked on Amazon earlier for bone meal. Some have put their prices up to £15 for 1.5 kilo box. Frank, make your own bone meal. Do you know make your own bone? Have you got a garden shredder? We have 12k people here, just people being stupid. There's a little Indian shop not too far from me. They've refused to change their prices, even though most of the stuff comes from overseas and is being held up at the docks. That's decent. That's proper decent. Um, Sufia Dewan is here. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. How are you doing? Sufia did her first gardening video for a while, and she's been keeping quiet, right, when it comes to all the plants and stuff. And if you go and check out her chili plants, they're massive. They're absolutely massive. It's like, yeah, she's it's like got this hidden secret. Absolutely huge, absolutely awesome. Um, I was well impressed. That ginger finally sprouted. That's brilliant. That's brilliant, Drop. Well done. I'm having a well-deserved gluten-free Peroni. What's a Peroni? What do you call a fox with Monte shoe in his ear? Anything he can. I'm gonna go try automate the water in this year. That'll be interesting. That'll be a nice project to see. I went to Tesco yesterday, and the loo roll aisle was almost full. Our local spa's got loads of toilet roll. Um, See, we used to be. Do you know? I think some of our local shops used to get do you know, like slight seconds on the toilet roll, so it doesn't. It's decent. The paper's quite decent, but it's do you know, like how if you buy the supermarket stuff, it just opens up nice and clear. This stuff doesn't open up always nice and clear, so so, yeah, so they sell them in bulk. Um, for about 5 or 6 quid, and you get like 36 rolls. So we bought a couple of them just before all of this panic started, um, and a similar price for kitchens. You know the big blue rolls, so you can get 6 big blue rolls for 6 quid, um, and they last for ages. I'm not celiac, but non-celiac, gluten sensitive, and also dairy intolerant. I don't even know what that means. Dairy intolerant. Um, I don't know what that means, Linz. What kind of issues does that cause? Finding compost seems to be a big problem at the moment. Plant starts. I'm growing plants for the village to hand out. Just need some modular trays. Compost becomes Compost has become a real issue at the moment. I've seen every other post on most of the groups on Facebook is what do we do about compost? Um, I was gonna do a video. Well, yeah, that was one of my plans to do a video on what to do if you haven't got compost, or if you've got a short supply in compost, how to make it go further. Um, that was my plan, but at the moment, my just because well, my computer's dead, so we'll see what happens. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get another video out until that's back. Um, if anyone needs compost, Wix is still doing click and collect along with home delivery, but what we're selling changes daily. Um, I've never done click and collect. Does that work like how Argos works? So you pick what you want, buy what you want, and then go and pick your stuff up. We're lucky. We don't have fruit and veg shops close by, and they stock. Oh, we have fruit and veg shops and they stock every day. That's all right. I hardly buy any veggies anymore. I grow most indoors during the winter. See, it's really hard work growing it. That much veg during the winter. But normally, like last year, if I didn't go away, we would have had a bumper harvest on squash. Um, but there was no one to look after the plants and stuff. And when we got back, some of them looked really poor condition. Um, but normally our squash lasts us till December, January. Um, and with marrows, if you pick them when they're fully ripe and the skin becomes quite hard, you can store them for a couple of months, even longer sometimes. So we do that. We normally do that, but last year wasn't a brilliant year. I managed to get a delivery from Wix. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. My local farm shop is still open, but nursery that sells eggs can't open to sell eggs. Why can't they sell eggs? I haven't bought veg for 10 years and almost fruit covered. See, that's just showing off, Tony. Ask about chat here. Um, Sam's allotment diaries here. Sam, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. Sorry I'm late. Still in the garden building the planter. He's been doing some proper graft, getting everything up and running at home, so he can still keep on gardening. Um, some local nurseries. Peter Fenterman, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. How are you keeping? How's life in isolation? Are you still managing to keep yourself sane and busy? Some local nurseries, family owned, are only doing delivery. Gonna order some compost Monday. Another 120 litre stuff is rubbish this year. Um, what's that? So my wife's come up and asked, why is there a big red sticker on the live chat? That's because Bombs to Bushel Homestead Ed, he donated $49 for me to buy new shoes.
Oh my god.
So my wife's blown away. She's shocked at what Ed's done. Um, yeah, she's shocked at what Ed's done. Where he's donated $49 for me to buy new shoes. Wow. Uh,
Thank you.
she's saying thank you as well. I went to Tesco and there was a butt ton of reduced fruit carrier. A butt ton of reduced fruit like carrier bags of bananas for less than £1, along with other veg and bread. It's wasteful. Why did they have so much fruit on offer? Because they didn't have any bananas today.
They had a banana.
Or
They,
did they
they
have
had
banana?
the, yeah,
Okay.
but they didn't have like vegetables and stuff. And
Put,
we have to wait in the queue half an hour then.
suggesting putting people through shredders not to get bone meal. Tony, do you know when your neighbours are annoying you? That's a good idea. That. What, are you giving my? Oh, she's giving my glasses because I can't see. How far behind the chat am I? Because I said that about bone meal ages ago. Um, I'm gonna skip down a bit. Can't drink no. Amazon is delaying shipment on stuff for 2-3 weeks. I'm a Prime member and I want my money back. What? It's probably because they can capitalize at the minute now. They can really exploit this situation if they wanted to. Um, I have a nice glass of red and about to have bangers and mash with the last of our kale. See, kale's one of those veg, right? My sister told me about it, and she said it's full of nutrition and it's a superfood, and you've got to grow it, and you've got to grow it. So I grew loads of it. Do you know, about 5, 6 years ago, I grew loads and loads of it. There was a couple of hello, hello. He's excited. Hello.
I'm a baby.
You're a baby. I know you're a baby. So we grew loads and loads of kale, right? And then it turns out no one likes kale. How fast does toilet paper compost? Toilet paper will compost pretty fast, you know. Mix it with a bit of soil and it'll compost really fast. Compost. The corner shop across the road from us has not had any. Oh, there's your chips. Eat your chips. Yeah, yeah, eat your chips. Oh, Leslie's here. Leslie, how are you doing? I didn't see you come in. Depends on how much crap is in it.
Zaki, they said go on, Zaki, eat. They must say Zaki, good boy. You eat, then you'll be good boy. Look, he said you need to eat.
Ismail Karoli's here. Assalamu alaikum. Zaki's here.
There is food
You
here.
need to eat your food. You need to eat your chips, mate.
Zaki's not
Uh,
there. Look there, look.
was hoping to upload on the. What are you doing? I killed them twisting this. You kill. Oh, what are you doing? No, don't put it on the phone. Yeah, yeah, take him. Yeah, you. You know this is the guy. It's because he was doing this. You know, he was doing this while he was supposed to be eating that got me into the mess with my laptop, isn't it? Yeah. No, no. Today, you're.
Why is he got no skin there?
Da, 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 da. So that's how click and collect works. It's there ready for you. I'm way behind in the chat, aren't I? I haven't been to the supermarket for weeks. I order online. The prices seem to be the same than before.
What bread? That's not a bread. Take this and go downstairs. I'm coming.
See, you might have some sensible people where you are. Here, everything seems to be going up. Sam, don't worry. YouTube have stated that you don't need to post regular anymore. Tony, I wish I could try one of your marrows. I, I wish I'd love to. I'd love to have a go. I'd love to have a go at growing one of your marrows. I really would. See, Dean sent me some giant, loads of giant squash. He sent me some giant gourds, and we potted that up. It's about that big, the plant at the minute. That sort of height, and it's just starting to get its first set of true leaves. So we potted that up and transferred it. Have to run. Hope you have a better week. Um, Ed, you take care. Thanks very much for coming in. I really appreciate it, and I really thank you very much for your for your generosity as well. Absolutely amazing. Um, uh, half of mine are in the greenhouse. They're okay, but you weigh. I put 6 of my tomatoes into the greenhouse as a test, and they seem to be all right. They seem to be doing okay. Um, so Peter's not isolating, still working nights. So do you know when you're working at night, are you still having to mix with other people? How far away from other people here? I've got Grandad Dave. All be well and. Tony's got a shredder dedicated for his certain neighbour. He's gonna have blood. He's gonna be selling bloodfish and bone. Never mind selling cockroaches anymore. Uh, I need to head off and see to the kids. Kelly, thanks for coming in. You have a good evening and keep your family and yourself and safe. And I'll see you soon. Um, I'm about 20 moons behind. Shall I skip to the end? A friend asked. Let's skip to the end. Sorry, guys, if I'm missing your comments. I'm gonna try and skip down to the end. I think I just saw Paul, the UK scrapper, come in. Paul, how are you keeping, man? How's your greenhouse and how's your gardening getting going? Mrs. Green Thumbs here. How are you doing? Rahman Raja's here. Assalamu alaikum. How are you keeping? If anyone hasn't hit that like, please hit that like. Um, mhm. Oh, Peter Fenterman's. My wife's showing me a comment saying that you're a nurse and you've got no choice. I take my hat off to you. That's absolute. Do you know? Mad respect to you. Mad. Yeah, you're on the front line. We've got you. Tony was saying that earlier that he's been drafted into ferry ill people and the deceased to and from hospital because he's a fireman. But Peter, absolute. I don't know. Yeah, absolutely. Mad respect to you. Um, that's awesome. How hard is it in the hospitals at the minute? I've skipped to the end, by the way, so hopefully, if I can catch, I should be on top of the chat now. Well, I say hopefully. Uh, about about time you caught up. If you're not late, you're behind. Dean, it's one thing or another, isn't it? Uh, it's always one thing or another with me. Um, Elizabeth had a birthday lunch allotment today. How old is she? How old is she today? Because that's fantastic. That at least you got her out of the house. On Yeah, at least you got her out of the house for a little bit. Uh, Big love for nurses, shop workers, heck, anyone who's still working and putting yourself at risk for others. Your race, Jazz. You've always got the right words to say. Absolutely right. And Mrs. Greenthumb's come in with a super chat as well. Thank you very much. Uh, this is um, this is helping my shoe replacement fund. Don't mention work, girl. All the idiots I work with think social distancing is a joke. Even the managers. I worry for my wife who works in a local hospital as a healthcare assistant. So another person there on the front. Do you know? See, you're out there working and you're supporting people that way, but then your wife's just on another level, and she's looking after people. Fantastic. Why aren't they taking it seriously? If I could get it, I'd get it back to her team. If you could get what? Or if you get anything, then you could get it back to her team. That. Mm, um, UK Paul, Simplified Gardening. That's Tony from UK. Here we grow. He's changed his channel name. So if anyone doesn't didn't know that, then that's just a reminder. Three wheels and a block is here. Hope your week gets better. I hope it does. I hope it does. See, they always say bad things come in threes. I hope that's my three, and nothing else is coming bad. Coming bad. Um, and if that's the worst of it, I can take. I think I can live with that. Yeah, I think I can live with that. Thumbs up for the host. Thank you very much. If you haven't hit that like, please hit that like for me. Three wheels and a block. Erwin, how are you keeping, mate? How are you keeping? Um, I missed a comment from Drops Family Garden. What's happened and what's not? What needs to get fixed? Um, Frank idiots. A lot of them. Everyone Frank works with is causing issues. Not taking social distancing seriously. Um, Candy Wallace is here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Bad things come in threes. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Why? What are the other bad things going to happen to you? Um, I bought that container. It was okay, but still have issues with gnats. What are gnats? What's a gnat? I've got something else to try. Well, what else have you got to try? We're doing well here. Just turn the garden seeds and plants growing in this week. How are you? How are you for seeds? How is everyone for seeds? How is? I know there's a compost shortage at the minute for quite a few people, but how's everyone for seeds and everything? Um, the post is still working, so I've got some spare seeds. If anyone needs any seeds, I can send some things over. I need to, but that reminds me, I need to send some seeds out to a couple of people. Um, they were way, they were the way they're building those hospitals isn't going to be over in the next month. Like, see, I saw some people talk, rumors about them letting the social distancing ease up in a couple of weeks. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think there's a chance of that. I don't think there's a chance of that at all. I think it's going to take at least 6 months. On a positive note, this lockdown means the world is so quiet, the wildlife are happy, and lots of people are finding ways to help others and use the skill. It's not all bad. Jazz, no, it's not all bad. There are things that are changing, and people's attitudes are changing as well. It's amazing. Ronald Shaw, car park gardening. See, Ronald, how are you doing? He's one of my best Yorkshire people as well. Frank, do you know Ronald? Because he's from Best Yorkshire as well. Um, you joined us, Ronald. Sorry about the line on Saturday. No, on Wednesday. I was out in the garden and the signal was absolutely pathetic. Take it easy. Uh, so I do apologise about that. I have three wheels. It explains a lot about.
I'm putting a greenhouse.
Oh, I'm sticking my hand in front of the camera. I just realised.
Oh, this is
Okay,
confusing.
you sit
I'm
on this leg.
putting in a greenhouse for my small town, mostly seniors.
On fixed incomes.
On fixed incomes, if they help grow and care for the garden and ship in $10 a month, they can get an allotment of fresh
Oh,
veggies. I do not know what that means.
So drop.
I'm only a kid.
Are you gonna be growing everything for them? Nuts are like
nice.
fruit fly. Okay.
Hi, Ron. Is that Ron from Harry Potter? Ron from Harry Potter's here.
No, no, it's not. Oh, Tony.
Tony Stark.
He's given us £25.
Whoa.
Sod
Thanks, Tony.
Sod the shoes. This is to buy 5 buckets to try and grow some decent spuds.
What?
See.
Eat my knee. Eat my knee.
No, stop. Behave.
My dad's eating my knee. Eat it.
Tony, you didn't have to. You didn't have to at all. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Are you eating something?
Well, I was about to bite your hand, but just hang on. Just give it a second, guys. I just need a second.
I punch my dad.
Okay, Dave, can you talk to him for a second? I'm gonna just need to go and get a tissue.
I raised a long garden. It's been indoors though. What do you mean? It's my Let me.
No, what did you just do? Hang on.
I was looking for the latest comments. You missed a lot of people.
Baby, your mum's calling you. go and see your mum before you get
Yes,
into
it is.
bed.
LOL.
Go on,
Autism.
go on, off you go.
Dad, and also can we watch Doolittle now? Can we watch Doolittle now?
Lamazza beta.
Are you done with the live stream watching
Acha.
Doolittle?
Yeah. Well, is that wrong from Harry Potter? No. Tony, I can't believe you did that, man. If I had to one, I'd have to. I wouldn't have. If I had to, I wouldn't have. Uh, I expect a video on those buckets. Oakland's will get them to you next day. Malcolm's allotment. Jenny's here. How are you doing? Um, you guys have made it. um, has he gone all emotional? If he has, it's justified. Lovely people around. See, Frank. No, Frank's. Oh my gosh, Frank's done it as well. What you guys? Oh man, this is amazing. Frank, thank you very much. See, Frank's my Patreon as well. He sponsors me on Patreon, uh, and he's already. Yeah. So he's been on Patreon. He's looking after me there as well, and he's just done that. He didn't need to. I just found my tomato seeds, so there's nothing as yet. Ray, yeah, you've still got plenty of time for tomatoes. What size are the buckets, Tony? Monty, this month's code for Oakland Gardens. Um, is there any chance you could message me that? Um, if you could message it me. Um, if you could message it me, that would be amazing. Oak 3318. I'm not. I'm not. Let me get a pen. Um, this live chat will stay with me for a long time. Actually, these guys have gone. These guys have gone. See, I lost. Three wheels and a block has just come in as well, and he's having a go. This is so he can buy a proper spanner. Erwin, that's amazing. Erwin, thank you very much. Um, Oak 3318. Let me get a pen. Um, let me get a pen. Oak 3318. I've written it down, Tony. Oak 3318. That's it, innit? So Oakland, what are they called? Oakland Garden Centre. Um, this has been an absolute roller coaster today. Cool. I want to see that video now, pal, and so does everyone else. I will post a link if it's so. I'll post a link if it's okay with you. Yeah, please go ahead and post that link. Rosie Saz is here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. Welcome to the stream. I think this is the first time you've come in. You're very welcome. Thank you very much for coming along. Please save this live. This live's going to stay with me for a very long time. Um, it's not going away that quickly. I'm saving this live. It's absolutely been amazing. There's a lot of you get a lot of very generous people. I mean, you guys come along and you give me a good evening on a Saturday night anyway. And this has been amazing. I was gonna get my modular trays from Oakland's and wondered if you still work with them. Um, Tony, Nick was talking about something called a press pack. Do you know anything about that? Because I'd love to do something. I think I want to do something like that. Do you know, like pre, a, a press pack? Um, um, and I was just wondering if you knew what Nick was talking about. A fox is stealing dozens of shoes in Leeds suburb and dumping them outside a woman's house. He's eating my shoe, man. He's eating my shoe. He's naughty, innit? He's on one today. He's absolutely on one today. There you go. Just select how many you need and use that code at checkout. I'm, Tony, I'm gonna uh, and Rachel Jane's allotment has just come in and wow, um, I, wow, this is amazing. One after wow, Rachel, thank you very much. Um, I very much appreciate that. Does does everyone know Rachel Jane's allotment? Her channel's still quite small, so if you don't know her, go and say hello. She's got a lovely family as well. Um, yeah, Ray, a fox took my flip flop, husband's flip flop from the garden, and I swear it was going through he was going through the grieving process. So yeah, I was going through the grieving process about my shoes. I was think I was more upset about my shoes than the chicken. He's done it as Dean. Wow, Dean. Uh, Dean's coming. Go buy a cheap watch so you can get here on time in the future. Dean, thank you very much, mate. Um, he's here every weekend giving me grief about he's giving me grief about not turning up on time, and he was late today. He was late today. Country Life Crafts is here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Uh, good for you. Sod this. I need to start live stream. Live. Sod this. I need to start live streaming to make a book. Monty, you have to do a video featuring the new shoes. Once we get out of quarantine, once we get out of this lockdown, I can actually go and buy some shoes. Oh man, you guys have actually absolutely blown me away today. Um, and his new watch, and his buckets. Uh, Monty was late on. Dean was late on Wednesday as well. Yeah, he was late on Wednesday. um, yeah, Leslie, thanks for reminding us. Uh, yeah, he was late on Wednesday, but I had a really rubbish rub, rubbish signal on Wednesday. Could hardly. Um, I was on for about half an hour, and afterwards, when YouTube processed the video and put it up, it said it was only on there for about 17 or 18 minutes. So I lost a lot, I think. Sorry, I have to go. Monty, good on you, mate. Joyce, you have a good evening. Stay safe. Look after yourself, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much for coming and spending some time with us. It's been brilliant. Good. Thanks. Hope you and your family are well. We're okay. We're really good. We're really good. I was having a rubbish week, and then these guys are the circle of death. So I don't know how many people have. Sorry about that. Pennsylvania trapping, isn't it? I'm enjoying the quarantine to Walmart, Safeway, KFC, and Lowe's. Community money, that's what a lot of folk on YouTube just don't get. They're in it for the fame and fortune. Those who understand YouTube know what community is. Do you know what? I've met some really cool people from YouTube. I've met some really cool people. Do you know when I came down to Malvern, right? I was scared of coming down to Malvern. And I spoke to Jazz, and we arranged to, look after each other, or go as, like two families together. And she was going to be my backup. So we met Jazz, absolutely brilliant. The kids love
Dad,
playing with Rue. Met Dean,
I
and
like playing with Ro.
loved it.
I like the turtles.
Dean was giving rides on his trolley thing to everyone.
Trolley cycle.
He refused to give me a ride on his trolley though.
Because you're too heavy.
To love and leave you all. Time to
I
go and
think.
eat that.
Wait, how old is Dean?
Jazz, have a good evening, and we'll see you soon.
How is
Stay safe.
that's the most biggest amount of people that have watched this and the biggest amount of likes we've got in a live stream.
The community can change your world if you care enough for them. Tony.
Very true.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll absolutely agree with that. Um, so see, Dean, I was gonna have a go at you for not giving me a ride on your trolley, but he's just told me I'm too heavy.
He's 31 and you're 38. Almost 40.
I'm not 38. I'm 18.
No, you're not.
uh, so
I'm 9.
Leslie, Dean's gonna be 32 this year.
I'm 9.
Uh, Bice,
I'm gonna eat the numbers.
Ray's, oh my, Ray, wow. Ray's putting a super chat as well. Thank you very much, man. So many, so many of you have done it today.
He just paid you £5.
Yeah, they bought me some new shoes and fixed my computer. Um,
Guys. Wait.
Matisna,
Why is
Matisna,
why is there this?
Matisna,
Why is there
Matisna,
still?
Matisna,
Why is there a
Matisna,
silver stain?
Matisna.
Why is there a silver stain on the computer? That's what Zacky's trying to
La, la, la,
cut.
la.
He does right.
No, So people are gonna have to go back to gardening and farmer markets, industrial farming. Lamadza.
Get off
Okay,
me.
Lamadza, go down. You move,
Patron
move.
Doolittle.
Okay, Amma's calling. Go down.
Whee!
Amma's calling.
I'm flying.
Uh, Eid come early. Eid's come early for you. See, if you don't know, if you don't know Ray's allotment, say hello to Ray. Another guy. Wow. Uh, Rosie says, "How many years have you been gardening for?" I've been properly gardening for about 10 years. I mean, we used to grow. We never really had a garden for a for a very long time. We've always lived in a terraced house, and we never had a garden until we've bought this house and moved into to this house, and we got a garden about 10 years ago. So that's when I've properly started gardening. But my mum and my dad used to have an allotment when I was a little kid. So when I was my son's age, we used to be running around in the allotment, watching the old men do their things, and um, yeah, Ray, you don't thank me, man. I need to be thanking you guys. Absolutely amazing. I've been gardening since I was your son's age. Drop that. You'll have some experience on that subject. Please go and fund my page so I can retire early. Green Organic Love is here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're well. Lol, stop it, Dean. You sound like me. You guys have absolutely blown me away. I'm 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 struggling at the minute. Um, I'm struggling at the minute. Organic, amazing. How old am I? How old am I? I'm not 40 yet. I'm I'm just yeah. I'm 38. Um, I'm 38. I know I only look 18. So terrace garden drive me crazy to Sam, do you know your terraced house garden? That's massive compared to the terraced house garden we had. On one side, you walked out your front door and you were on the street, and on the other side, that's when we lived in a through terrace. Before that, we lived in a back to back. So when we lived in a back to back, you walked out your house and you were on the street. And when we were in a through terrace, one side you walked out and you were on the street, and the other side you walked out and you had 4 foot of concrete. um, Looking for tips on live streaming. Um, I got I got landed into growing after allotments, and he's driving miles to get from one to the other. Have you still got them both? Um, Number one, Frank Caldwell breath. No, number one, Frank Caldwell breathe. That will help. Um, wow. See, we do these live streams. We come on and we have a good. Tony, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Um, I'm struggling to. Sorry, mate. Turn the cam. Number two, turn the camera on. And number three, don't keep sticking your hand in front of the camera. Um, I need to get some grapes in this year. Can't find any for sale in the state. In this state, weird. Um, how far will you have to go to get some grapes? Tony's a good guy to ask about grapes. I planted a grape wine a while ago, and yeah, it's rubbish. I'm hoping to start gardening. I have a huge garden. I'm worried about cats and rats coming around though. Rosie, don't worry about them. Um, Rats used to be a problem when I first moved to this house. Rats were a huge problem. The garden was overgrown. It was literally a dump site in the garden. when the old owner left it, been using the garden to just dump all his rubbish. So we had to clear loads of rubbish, dirty nappies, all kinds of stuff like that. And then there were a lot of rats. I don't mind cats coming into the garden because they've actually helped keep things like rats and those kind of pests under control. Even the squirrels, they're keeping them under control quite a bit because the squirrels, for some reason, the squirrels keep pulling my onions out, and I've seen them do it. So yeah, but they've been keeping my pests under control. Yes, they do cause issues like they do poo in your garden bed sometimes, and sometimes in your plant pots. Um, there was one time. I'll tell you, this is a pretty nasty story. So if anyone's having your dinner, don't don't listen to this. I was sifting through compost, and I like sifting through compost. No, I always wear gloves, and for some reason that one day I decided not to wear gloves, and I was sifting through compost, and I put my hand in and took a night. There was something there, so I give it a good squeeze, and then I turn around and there's this nasty smell, and I've just squelched some cat poo. It was absolutely disgusting, absolutely horrible. So that's one of the worst things about the cats. But they do help you in terms of keeping your pests under control. But if you want to do it, there's nothing more satisfying, especially when you manage to get something growing that you've never managed to grow before. Absolutely amazing. Uh, right, that's it. This video quality. I did my first live on another channel this week. Ray, that's how I broke my cherry the first time. One of the guys over in the States, he took me on as a guest on his channel, and that's the first time I went on a live stream. And they pushed me into it really, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Um, at one point, I was doing live streams and not any videos. Uh, I really enjoy live streams. Five, lock the kids out of the room. They come and take. If I lock the kids out of this room, they'd smash that door down. They'd absolutely yeah, they're bonkers these lot. Drop iron someone with grape and take a cutting for free. Strike them and strike them. It's much cheaper, and they fly. I don't know what that means. What did James say? Does anyone know if we're allowed to drive to the allotment? Um, see, there's some James. There was some guidance out. Frank, I know you're saying yeah, but there was some comments out saying that you should only go to your allotment if you can walk to it. Is it? Did you see that? What you're struggling for, Monty? Is it your throat? Take care of yourself. Rosie, I'm a bit choked up by the generosity a lot of people on here. I came on tonight to have a bit of a whinge because I had few things go wrong this week, and so many people have come on. I, I mean, I was a fox ate my shoes, right? And they've given me money to buy shoes. That's why I'm struggling a little bit, but catch all the foxes and sell them to China. Is there somewhere I can look that information? I'm pretty I'm pretty sure there was a change, James. I'll have a look after this chat and see what I can find. Apparently, I have a cat now, Monty. The dang feral cat dug a hole under the skirting for the crawl space and moved in this winter. I guess I'll have to domesticate it this summer. Have fun doing that. Um, just hope he doesn't scratch you or anything. Ray, just subscribed here to help you get to close to that 1K. Sophia, that's awesome. Thank you very much for doing that. Um, how did I get rid of the rats? The cats did that job for me. So because there's quite a few, there's a lot of neighborhood stray cats. So I feed the cats, and and they've got rid of a lot of my pest problems. Uh, so Simplified Gardening needs to get to 1K. So if you don't know Simplified Gardening, go and go and say hello to him. Let's help him get to that 1K figure so he can so he can start. the UK government has classed allotments as exercise. You can check that at gov.uk. You're not allowed to drive. See there we go again. See, I know they said that first time, but then they might have changed. Fox ate my shoes. I put a picture up on Instagram, Tony. Um, you are if you have chicken. You are okay because now you're tending to livestock. Ashley drives to his lo- Ashley drives to his allotment on his mobility scooter. Um, I didn't know you used a mobility scooter, Ash. Has anyone heard from Brian recently? Because I haven't seen him about. He wasn't in last week, and he's not been in this week. So has anyone heard from Brian? It's just Ashley mentioning his mobility scooter that's reminded me. Ashley, did you see Colin first mobility scooter build? If not, YouTube it and take a look. There's some modification required. Leslie, you have a good evening, and we'll see you soon. I think I'm gonna knock off as well. I've gone way over my normal 1 hour allowance. Um, there's also lots of YouTube allotment holders still driving, posting videos. Um, yeah, there's a reason farmers keep cats in the barn. They keep the rats and mice and bugs. The cat next door does the opposite and keeps bringing me. Oh, lovely! That's that's absolutely brilliant. What you hear?
Dad,
Yes, Dad.
turn it on.
Okay.
Turn it on the
No,
computer.
no, we're not.
Turn it on.
No.
Turn it on.
Are you gonna start? Are you gonna start? Go.
No.
Yeah.
Nasta.
Allahu.
Da.
Okay. Bismillah.
Yeah.
Right.
I.
Has anyone heard from Brian a lot?
Yeah.
I just said. I just said that the
I
same
give
thing.
it here.
Uh,
My
I haven't. Nick, I'm gonna email him. I'm gonna email him and see
Yeah.
what he's doing.
Yeah.
Been struggling
Yeah.
longer than most of you have.
All
Been
the
out.
way.
Been out of nappies.
Yeah.
Right,
All the way.
guys. Um, he's gonna. He's gonna. He's gonna go bonkers in a minute. Seriously, can't take any. You must have had the same. It's as soon as Ashley mentioned the mobility. As soon as Ashley mentioned the mobility scooter. Okay. Acha, acha. Oh. No, you're not watching. Right, he's trying to get my phone. Guys, I think we're gonna call it a night here. It's been an hour and 25 minutes. um, slow down. Just slow down a second. No, he's not okay. Look at him. Okay. He's trying to. He wants to watch YouTube. So he's wrestling me to get the. He's wrestling to get. He's wrestling to get the phone. Yeah. Right. uh, um, right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for and everyone you've come in. You've made you've absolutely blown me away today. You've absolutely really have blown me away. Thank you very much. Thank you really. Thank you very much. Um, mad respect to you all. Absolutely. Yeah. No, don't worry about not being here from the start. Don't worry about it at all. he just he's after that phone, so I'm gonna leave it here. Enjoy, pal, and remember you reap what you sow. Good lesson. I'm getting them buckets. I'm gonna have a look at them buckets, mate. I'm gonna have a look at them buckets. Right. Uh, Erwin, thank you, everyone. I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Is this like the longest goodbye? I don't want to say goodbye, but right. All right. I'm definitely hanging up now. Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.